Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are here this time talking about the 1998 album from Marilyn Manson called Mechanical Animals. Uh, I'm just going to say it right off the bat. This is my favorite Marilyn Manson album. That doesn't mean that every song on it is my favorite song, but it does mean that as a whole, right, this is my favorite one to sit down and listen to all the way through. And I just wanted to point out, actually, these are all pretty consistent in length. Antichrist Superstar was a little bit longer at like 1 hour and 11 minutes, but Mechanical Animals and Portrait, they're both basically an hour long. Um, and yeah, they this gives us our third perfect album, Brandon's perfect album rating in a row, because I like every single song on this album. And in this album's case, that means every track, because there's no little filler things or like atmospheric or ambient bits. It's all songs, 14 tracks, 14 great fucking songs. This is another case where picking top three was fucking very difficult because, again, everything else basically gets an honorable mention just for being here. This is all just such great music. And it is different than Antichrist Superstar. And I know some people don't like that. I am fine with it because this music is great. Even if it is different, it has a different tone. And I sometimes associate albums with colors. This one, and it's not just, I want to point out, it is coincidental in this case that the album has like kind of white tones on it. That's not why I associate this album with the color white. I think there's a kind of like paleness to it. I don't know if that makes any sense. I know some people don't understand what I'm talking about when I say stuff like this, but like Antichrist Superstar, I would describe as being a very black sounding album. That's the color I associate that one with because it's very dark in a way that's like bleak, I suppose. And this album has certainly darkness to it, but it's not the same kind, and it's about different types of things. Anyway, that might all just be nonsense to other people, but that's just how I feel about it in my own head. Anyway, yeah, fucking Dope Show is the absolute oldest, the furthest back that I can remember hearing a Marilyn Manson song was hearing Dope Show, I think on the radio. Um, and yeah, I remember really liking it, and I didn't really have a way to like explore more Marilyn Manson music at the time because I would have been pretty fucking young. Because this is 1998, so I was like 6 or 7 probably the first time I heard this song. So obviously I wasn't like, oh, let's go buy the CD or whatever. Like that wasn't gonna happen. But yeah, I heard a couple of songs here and there after that, and then um, for a long time I didn't really like have much to delve into. But anyway, yeah, when I finally heard this whole album all the way through, I was fucking like blown away. I thought, wow. First of all, it sucks that I waited so long to listen to the whole album, but second of all, this is great. I really, really liked it. Um, so, okay, I've kind of sucked this album's dick long enough, I suppose. Let me talk about my top three, which again, very difficult because now that I'm looking at it, because I wrote these down ahead of time, I feel like I could easily rearrange it and still just like never be happy with excuse me with my top three. But I'm gonna stick to this. Okay, so my number three is gonna be Speed of Pain. Okay, the Speed of Pain is not like a rockin' good time type of song. It's a bit like on the more somber slash depressing side, honestly. But it's beautiful in a sort of like industrial metal type way, and it's I don't know. It's just like when I'm in the mood for this type of song, this is like perfect. My number two pick is going to go to Mechanical Animals, which is musically one of my favorite Marilyn Manson tracks, period. I just love the way it sounds. It really hits my ears just right. And, that's another song, actually, I heard pretty young. When I was, when I first heard it, I didn't, like, appreciate necessarily, like, the lyrical content necessarily, but I knew I liked the sound of the music. And then when I got older, I was like, oh, like, the lyrics stuck out to me more, obviously, at that point. But, yeah, that is a favorite, and it's been pretty consistently one of my favorite Marilyn Manson songs, period, not just off this album. My number one pick is gonna go to "I Don't Like the Drugs, But the Drugs Like Me." I really, really, really like this song. When I'm ready for it, and I want to fucking let the music take me, that is a fucking excellent song, and I really just love this song so much. Not to mention, I remember seeing the music video on like Yahoo Music Videos, which is going back quite a ways. Yeah, it was all like low bit rate and shitty looking, but still I was like fascinated. I was like, what is happening? I just thought the imagery was fascinating, and I just really fucking like the music. So yeah, I guess that's my top three, but again, I could basically list every other song on this album as an honorable mention. I really wanted to put Coma White on here, but I enjoy these other songs more. But Coma White is a fucking excellent song. Like every song on here, Posthuman, New Model Number 15, Great Big White World, all fucking good. I could listen to this album like 100 times over and just never get sick of it. I really love this album. It is my favorite Marilyn Manson album. Possibly one of my favorite albums of any artist, actually. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I can't think of another album where I can just sit down and listen to the whole thing like this and have this experience. Like, as much as I talked about how I could, listen to Sehnsucht anytime from Rammstein, right? I enjoy this experience more as a whole than I do listening to, Sehnsucht. Because, of course, there is a language barrier there, and, like, in the case of listening to like this album, I can like relate to lyrics, or I can kind of feel the emotion or the intensity behind them. With Rammstein, it's like I would have to like look them up, and there's things that are kind of lost in translation, especially when it comes to like rhyme schemes. Of course, they don't work when you translate them. Not to mention, a lot of Rammstein songs are like a little more on like the just like immature pervert side, so not necessarily as relatable. Well, maybe relatable is not the issue, because I'm not necessarily not an immature pervert sometimes, but I guess yeah, the language barrier is a solid reason why like I would enjoy this more, just kind of out of necessity. I don't even think that's what I mean to say, but just like out of like my ability to connect with it. This would obviously be something I would connect with more because I understand it more specifically. But anyway, I feel like I've been rambling too much. And I already listed my top three, and I talked about how much I like this album. I guess there's not that much more to say for now, so I'll say that we're good to go here. And next time we'll be talking about Hollywood, which... we'll talk about that in that video. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching, and hope you all have a nice day.